Hey everybody, welcome to Monkey Barrel Comedy Chat Show. It's the chat show connected with Monkey Barrel Comedy, one of the world's best comedy venues. And we have all these comedians coming and visiting the venue and doing their shows. We thought, hey, why not interview them, get to know them a little bit better. And today's wonderful guest is the wonderful Olga Koch.
Hi.
It's always hard to introduce yourself. I'm like, hey,
Hi, it's me.
Hi, I'm here. Olga, you've been doing comedy many years. You started in 2016, I think, with like a sketch show, and then you've done stand up. I think was your first solo show 2018.
Yes. 2016 was it was like a stand-up three-hander that had sketches tying it together.
Yes.
I wouldn't say they went well.
Okay. I'm sorry to bring up something you hate immediately.
Describing it as a sketch show is very generous and I'm very flattered.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you'd want. Yes, your first solo show was Fight.
Yes.
Fun fact to get right into the start of this was in 2018. I was meant to be doing a TV show in Ireland filming in August, and it didn't happen. It got cancelled last minute, so I had nothing to do for Fringe. And an Irish comedian told me, hey, we're looking for people to just like flyer shows. And I was like, I've got nothing else to do, and I'm just doing gigs at the Fringe, so I'll just flyer some. I flyered your show.
No fucking way.
For the whole month.
No fucking way.
In 2018.
No fucking way.
Yes, I did.
That's amazing.
I got so good at flyering your show.
Oh my God, what was it? Okay, pitch me.
So here's what happened. The show Making a Murder had come out that summer and had been a huge hit. I used that. I was just like, oh, it's like making a murder without the murder. Just fun, silly time. And people's eyes would light up. They're like, oh my God. I was like, it's like a Netflix documentary, but in an hour.
I love how funny your comedy was just a part of the cell.
They can figure that out for themselves. I've realized the thing is just figure out something that people like and say, it's that.
Yeah.
But now and live and for an hour, and people loved it.
Oh my
and
God,
like,
thank you so much.
God, so many people would see your show, come out and be like, oh my God, thank you so much.
I owe you everything. I owe you my career right now.
I smashed it. I mean, I thought flyering would be a great thing to do because I've been doing comedy years, and I thought, oh, that'd be fun to see what it's like to pitch other people's shows. Maybe it would make me better at pitching shows. Not really. Everything I learned for that whole month of flyering, you can learn if you just flyer for 10 minutes.
But what did you? Don't sell yourself short. Okay. Well, how would you flyer your own last show in a one-sentence hook?
That's the problem. I feel like it was this show.
Yeah.
It was this show. And I was just like, hey, do you ever struggle to fall asleep because of anxiety? This show's for you. See, that's the reaction people give.
Okay, but what's hot? You could be like White Lotus. Oh. It's nothing like it.
I could just pick TV shows and movies. Do you like Modern Family? So does this guy. Go see it. Okay, so one of the interesting things that we have to kind of get guests settled in is we have, and prepare yourself for this moment, I've
been preparing myself for this moment.
We've picked a picture from your Instagram. We're going to show it on screen right now. We're going to show it for the people watching. And for the people on audio, we'll let you know what it is. So for the people on audio, it's Olga sitting on a very, very well designed Santa's lap. Like he's done the full cosplay.
Yeah.
And you're sitting in front of a TV that has a tree on it and an inflatable Santa.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the story behind this? So
in a past life, and this is something that I used to never speak about, but now I'm more open to it. I was very much a mainstay in the tech corporate world.
Okay.
I worked for some of the biggest tech companies for about 7 years of my life. And as you may have heard, some of these tech companies are quite flush with cash. So we're talking free meals, we're talking gyms, we're talking getaways.
Money they have to spend to get tax breaks, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And so another way to avoid paying tax is to celebrate every holiday in the office to a degree that is excessive, even to, I would say, a 3-year-old. So I think this was just like a Monday afternoon at the office, and they were like, everybody get up, Santa's here.
That's great.
So that was in like the office kitchen, and they just decked it out with like all... Yeah, no, this screams tax avoidance, does it not?
100%. But also, you've tagged the location as Finland North Pole, and I was like, oh, maybe you went to Finland.
Oh, I thought it was just like a fun thing.
It was a
to
fun
do.
thing.
Because
Now
if
I
I were
realize,
to
yeah.
go to the North Pole, imagine going all the way to the North Pole and that being the setup of meeting
Yeah.
Santa. The fact that they wouldn't even splurge on a tree. They just a picture of one.
100% what I was going to bring up was like, yeah, we need to spend this money, but let's not spend it on a tree. Let's just put up a picture.
Yeah.
Let's spend that money
on the North Pole. They got the actual trees.
Yeah. I think this would have been very disappointing if this had your name and this picture and it was tagged at WeWork headquarters. That would be very disappointing. Also, doubling up on Santas, but it is infuriating. Like, that is flush with cash.
Yeah. I also love the idea of just like a corporate tech Santa. He's like, I only do the big corporations.
He's like,
I need PayPal money.
He's like, stay behaved and also keep those servers running.
Santa that just gets paid in stock options.
I mean, he's got such a good look for Santa. Sometimes you see people and it's a Santa, it's a fake beard. That's a real beard, that real red face.
Yeah, I think he's a Santa year round, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%. That's makeup, surely.
The red?
I think so, right?
Or he's just wasted on the free beer that we had at the office.
Just hammered Santa. He's like,
I know I was hammered 24/7 at that job.
why are you drinking again?
That's a lie. I would never. How dare you?
I just love the idea of his wife being like, why are you drinking again? I gotta get ready for work. These adults need to sit on my lap and waste time.
What would you do at the Brewdog headquarters Christmas party?
Oh my God. Somehow that's even worse than Tech Bros, the Brew Dog. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we also, as part of this show, we get guests, or I should say, people to send in questions. So we have some questions from Instagram. So our questions from Instagram. You have our questions from Instagram, don't you?
I do.
What can you?
I'm so flattered that anybody would even bother. There's a non-zero chance they were made up by Ewan and George minutes before this episode started.
No,
recording.
these ones we got, and some of them are good. Some of them are terrible.
Okay.
Some of them are like, what's
Yeah.
your worst ever gig? And I'm like, don't ask that. Don't ask that.
So the first question this week is, do you have any recurring dreams or nightmares?
Okay.
And if so, describe them.
Oh my God, thank you so much for asking. Okay, so I'd say my dreams, they fall into two camps. Some of them like completely fictional, I'm not part of this, and they're like amazing movie ideas. So for an example, last night I had this incredible dream. It was a buddy cop noir comedy starring Jack Black with a thin mustache. I would say like Jack Black in my mind meets Red Richardson looks-wise.
I love that already.
And then his partner is Will Ferrell, and both of them are detectives who are trying to solve the murder of a famous country star in the 1920s. And then, so the whole thing is that the Jack Black, Red Richardson, I think in my head maybe they're the same person, character, he was a country musician in the past life.
Oh, right.
So he like has an into the country music scene. And then Will Ferrell is quietly in love with him. Wow. So that's the vibe.
You've hit all the points of their usual kind of character roles.
I think that would be an amazing film.
Will Ferrell loves kissing other men in movies. That's been a joke in a number of movies.
Yeah.
Jack Black loves having the opportunity to sing.
And
you
he's singing.
put that in there.
Yeah. My brain, my subconscious did that.
You're really well thought out.
Okay, and so the country star, he's like kind of forgotten, right? And so he like dies in his trailer, and people are like, oh, natural causes. But the Jack Black, Red Richardson character is like, something's off. Ooh. And then they are the only two detectives. Is this interesting? Because this was genuinely a dream I had last night.
This is so good.
Okay, so then they're the only two detectives. Honestly, Jack Black, Red Richardson is the only person who genuinely thinks that something is a foot, not a float. Sorry, English is my second language. But then Will Ferrell goes along with it because he's secretly in love with him. Okay. And so then the son of the country music legend dies, and they're like, wait, they can't be natural causes. There's something here. Turns out there is like a new kid on the block, and the old country star refused to sell the rights to his old songs, so they decide to kill him in order to get the rights to the songs.
Imagining Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. So for the new star to sing the old songs, because they're like country classics, and they're trying to give them like a revival
for young people to enjoy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so essentially they kill the granddad and they kill the son, and then it's the grandson who now the rights belong to, and the son is collaborating with the music company.
Amazing.
The grandson is collaborating with the music company, and he's the one who wants to sell off the rights. And then at the end there's a big number where Jack Black sings those country standards.
So it's School of Rock meets Coco.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Do we love it?
I love it. I love it.
I think it'd be really fun.
Welcome to the new podcast. It's Olga describing movies of dreams.
No, genuinely, I dreamt this entire plot last night.
That's incredible.
I think that would be really good.
My my movie dreams aren't like that at all. It's just like a guy is like, where's this bus? The bus isn't coming.
Yeah, which one of them is Jack Black?
Yeah, mine are all A24 movies where you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't get this. I'm sure this is for intelligent people, but I just want Fast and the Furious.
It is
That's
a
what
metaphor somewhere. And then the second type of dream I have is like very predictable, like almost disappointingly predictable womenly paranoias. So a couple of nights ago, I had a dream that I got pregnant, and then my boyfriend was like, "It's not mine," and I cried. And it would be just like, oh, I can't believe that's so predictable.
But in the dream, you're like, this, God, that's
This
such
is so
a cliche. Oh, amazing. We have another question which is not related to dreams. I
No,
believe.
it is. If you could change one thing about the Fringe, what would it be?
Well, obviously, have me flyer for your shows every year. I did an
Oh my
amazing
God, but I
job.
wouldn't change that. That was my reality. And thanks to that, I'm on this podcast today.
Yes.
Okay, one thing that I would change is I would make it more accessible for all, i.e. maybe put some laws in place for rent prices.
100%.
That's like a bummer, but very realistic and necessary answer. And like dream scenario, air conditioner in every room.
Yes.
Yay!
So this room just out here is where I did my Fringe show a couple of years ago, and they had like a unit set up that was bringing in cold air, and it had a tube that was going out the letterbox in the front door of the studio here, and it would just bring in cold air. But it also meant that the letterbox was open. So sometimes halfway through my hour-long show, I would look at that door, and you would just see a person outside just leaning in like that.
Fantastic.
And as weird as it was for me, it must have been weirder for them. You just
There's something really like forbidden.
yeah. Like imagine just making that choice. Like I'm just gonna look through a letterbox. I've never looked through a letterbox before, and then you look through and there's just a guy doing a show.
It's like a comedy glory hole.
Yeah, it's 60 people, and you're just like, why are these people sitting quietly? Like, is this Scientology? Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, there's so many things to change.
Can
about
you answer
Fringe.
the past two questions as well, please?
Oh my
Dreams
goodness.
and changes of the Fringe.
Well, I think for changes for the Fringe, I would just stop looking and stopping on the bridge. The bridge that comedians have to cross over so many times. So often there's tourists and they stop and they look up. Sometimes they're looking up at the sky. I'm like, you can do that anywhere. You can do that anywhere in the city. But I would just like a very clear, one side of the bridge is going this way, one side is coming that way. Make everything easier.
Okay.
Just certain rules.
Like an infrastructure, human flow issue.
Some of the things that we had during COVID would have been
Right,
great. Do you remember
right,
you
right.
would walk into a supermarket and it would have a one-way system? That was great. Why did we ever get
Kinda
rid of
sounds like
that?
you just hate people, man.
Well, listen, that's also going to come to one of my dreams. My dream is just being on that bridge, dealing with people. Oh my God. I feel like I've stopped having dreams, which someone recently told me is a sign of a psychopath. So I just like go to sleep and then wake up and go, oh, here we are again. I don't know what
Are
has
the doors
happened.
locked?
I don't know what's happened. Do you have dreams?
Not that many actually. I used to have them a lot when I was younger, but I feel
Yeah.
like I just don't have as many
People
exciting dreams anymore.
people say that we like do have dreams, but then we forget them immediately.
I definitely get that.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember having, weird dreams that are kind of like a movie, and it'll be like something like, oh, there's zombies coming.
Yeah.
But then they just never turn up. It's like my imagination goes, ugh,
We don't have the budget.
it's cliche. Like, we've seen this before, Walking Dead. What about if instead all of your exes are here?
Yeah.
They've all got
Zombies of sorts.
They've all got very good points to make. Oh, God.
And on this bridge, come on, ladies.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
Sorry, I
our...
just assumed that your exes were ladies.
Yes,
That
yes.
was really heteronormative. of me,
It
and
was, but I
apologize.
allowed it. I
Some
let
of
it
them
go.
were zombies.
Do you know? So something that you've talked about in your stand-up before is Disney adults, and I did not go to Disney until I was in my 30s, and I had nightmares about it afterwards. That is the thing, because it was so intense.
Right.
It's so intense going to Disneyland and seeing everybody being so intensely excited about it.
What kind of nightmares did you have? Like getting
Just-
stuck on Pirates of the Caribbean or something?
Being stuck, not even like just being in that mass of people just roaming around, because
Yeah.
it's so easy to get lost. But it was so overwhelming because you would go in there and there would just be people just openly weeping because they hadn't been to Disneyland in 2 months.
It's like a religious experience for them.
Yeah. I mean, I understand how people get obsessed with Disney because it takes so much effort to plan things to go to Disney. Like you got to like make spreadsheets, which I had to get into that for when we went. But the one thing I did notice was you would see like the saving grace was gay couples who would put up videos about how to deal with Disneyland, because the heterosexual couples were always just wasted so much time. They'd start the video and they'd be crying like, we're back in Disneyland. And I'd just be like, just tell me what I need to. And then I found these two guys called John and Robert, and they would just tell you how to get to Disneyland. And the video would start and you'd be like, okay, wake up at 6:30 a.m. There's a thing called rope drop. You need to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing, here's the order you do the rides in. I was like, these guys are these are the best. This is what I need.
Oh my God, you're getting me so excited about going back to Disney. Oh.
Oh no. This is my whole thing. I complain about Disney and people go, yeah, I want to go though. I mean, I went to the Parisian one last, and that was a slightly different vibe.
I'd say some of the worst food you'll ever have in your entire life.
Yes.
In France.
Yeah.
A culinary capital, I'd say.
But also the American one, like they're so polite, and the French one, they were kind of
Mickey's
just like
smoking a cigar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a goofy called me a cunt, and they just
Le
went.
cunt.
He went and then walked off. Oh my goodness. Okay, so one of the other things that we do is we get previous guests to make some questions for you.
Okay.
So last week we had Robin Morgan. Robin Morgan put some questions together for us, which we've got a video of right now. We're going to bring that up.
Hi, Olga. Hi, Monkey
You might
Bar
not be able to hear the
Podcast.
questions, but
I've hired a professional
reiterate
camera
them.
person to film this for me. Thank you very much. I would like to know, what is the last thing you bought on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or Vinted? What did you buy? How much was it? Did you have to outbid people? That's what I'd like to know. I got outbid for a child Barcelona kit last week, and I still haven't got over it. So that's why. Number two, I've been watching Gladiators on BBC One. It's great. You've got to check it out. I would like to know, if there was a celebrity version, would you want to be on it? Would you want to be the gladiator contestant? And if you were the gladiator, what would your gladiator name be? Great question. Number three, I'm just about to book my accommodation for Edinburgh, so I'd like to know, what's the worst financial decision you've ever made? I hope you have a lovely podcast. Keep podding.
Thanks to
These
Robin.
are great questions.
Great questions. I also did like that after one of the questions, Robin said, great question. Just really good question. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I immediately forgot all of them. What was the first one?
You has them written down, thankfully,
So,
first.
what was the last thing that you bought on eBay or Facebook Marketplace? I think Vinted as well, I mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, the last thing I bought on eBay was my friend Emily mentioned in conversation. And I think this is going to make me look like a legend, so I'm going to share
Okay,
this.
all right.
She, in conversation, mentioned that when she was a little girl, her family had a popcorn maker that looked like a little duck, and the popcorn came out of the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened is it had a little hat, and you'd put the kernels in the hat, put it on top of the duck, and then the duck would spit out the popcorn. And she was describing it with such childlike glee that I had to get on eBay, and I bought one for, I want to say, like 14 pounds. There are loads of them. Wow. And then I gifted to her sort of to recapture the magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing to do, to like give her back a little bit of childhood.
I mean, it's a little gross because it's like, there's been like other families' popcorn in it.
Yeah.
But I'd say as far as used electronics go, it's one of the lesser gross ones to gift.
There's genuinely more magic in that gift than Disneyland. All right, I'm not a Disney adult. I'm a popcorn duck adult. That's great. And then we've I think a Gladiators themed question.
So, if there was a celebrity version of Gladiator, would you be on it? Gladiator or contestant? And what would your gladiator name be?
Guys, I'm so sorry. I know that it's a phenomenon. I've never seen it. I don't know what it is.
Oh my goodness!
I know it's like
I'm trying to explain it, but it's going to sound like a fever. It's going to sound like one of my dreams. It's gonna
like
be
people are in
what?
spandex and they're doing like obstacle courses.
Yeah, so it started in the 90s originally, and so this is the
It's like
remake,
Crystal
bring it
Maze
back.
adjacent.
Similar vibes, but what they would do is they would have gladiators who were on the show, and then members of the public come along and they take part in games. So one of the games is you're on top of these two pillars and you both have these like giant cotton wool things and you bash each other until you knock someone down. We've got some pictures here. That's oh look.
And so
there's
you
many.
challenge one of the professional gladiators?
Yes.
And how often do members of the public win?
Every now and then, but it's never a normal Joe Soap member of the public. It's some gym bro who
it's
just
like
turns
a
up.
jacked guy.
Yeah, some of the people who win then become gladiators in the next season.
Oh, I like that. I like
which
that a
is
lot.
ridiculous. But yes, you'd battle each other with batons like that. But BBC randomly just brought it back this year, and it's become a popular thing. So there's ones where like you have to like it's got like two handles, and you're hanging from the roof. But you
I
have to
take
do
it back.
this.
The last thing I bought on eBay was steroids.
We put all your things together. It's like you're getting ready to be the best gladiator. Well, they have names like Wolf, Jet, Aries, things like
Yeah.
that. What is there any name that you can think of you would choose?
Rock hard cock.
Rock hard
But
cock?
it's KOCH.
I like that. That's
Because my muscles.
I like the
Why
idea
else?
that every time they have to say it, they still bleep it out. No, that'd be good. I think
How about
that'd
you?
be good. If I had one, I'd be like, a silly goose, something like
Oh,
that,
I love
where it's like
that popcorn duck.
I'd like, yeah, popcorn duck. I'm popcorn duck, and I come out, and it seems like I'm not even aware what the rules of the show are. Like I'm just like, what? My shirt's all put on weirdly. I'm like, I just woke up. What's going on? What is this? That would be mine. I'd bring a little bit more theatricality
that. I like that a
to
lot.
gladiators. But there was a third question from Robin. I believe?
Yeah. What was the worst financial decision that you've ever made?
Wow.
Yeah, big one.
I mean, he asked the eBay question. I can answer both of these. I broke. Listen, things happen. I accidentally broke the shelf in the fridge, and I tried to replace it by buying a new one on eBay, and it turned up today. It was this size.
What?
It was this size. It was like I don't understand how this has happened.
Wait,
it is
did
the
you measure
exact
it
one.
and then the measurements?
I measured it. This is like a scam thing. I don't even know what this is
Oh
from.
my god! It's like when they Oh my god! It's when you like buy something on Amazon and then it comes out as just a picture of that thing.
A picture of that thing.
Oh.
This is worse because this is like it's a piece of glass. It has the plastic. It's the exact thing. It's like if there's a version of my fridge that's this size.
What is this, a fridge for ants?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that
Oh.
turned up and I was just like, this is pretty funny, but I'm going to have to send this back. But that was,
is a
that was, and it was like $30 as well. I was like, come on.
That's not right.
So yes, what's yours?
One of the thing is, I like sort of pride myself on being like the tech girl because I like did.
We've seen you sitting on Santa's lap. Yes.
Yeah.
The
So like I
well-known
work
tech
for
thing.
tech companies. I have like 2 degrees that are tech adjacent. So I'm always just like, yeah, ask me about technology. Look, the truth is I was riding the BlackBerry train well into 2010s, okay? And I was buying the last model, right? And people
Yeah.
were like, you know that you're one of 3 people in the world still using BBM. And
Physical keyboard.
Yeah.
because I was a businesswoman and like everybody was buying their iPhones and I was like, no. I think it took BlackBerries being actively discontinued for me to give up.
BlackBerry had to send you a letter and say, listen, we're switching the servers off. You need to stop.
Here's a voucher for a BetterHelp
Yeah.
Zoom session to deal with
They're
this.
probably thanking you directly in their end of year reports.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
thanks again to Olga for keeping us going. And here's a Santa Claus and a picture of a tree on a door. So you have a show your turn at the moment, which
Yeah.
I believe is Prawn Cocktail.
Yes.
This poster right here. And then you're also doing a work in progress show.
Yeah.
Is there any dates coming up or anything you'd like to plug to let people know?
When is this going to come out?
So this will be out in about a week's time.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, I'm on tour with my show Prawn Cocktail. It is touring the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. And then, God permitting, I will be doing another show at Monkey Barrel in Edinburgh 2024.
Fingers crossed. I think you've cinched it right now. Just claiming it, the confidence of this is like, yeah.
I'm
you're doing it.
manifesting.
You're manifesting it right now. This is another one of your dreams. And as we know, they all eventually become movies. Perfect. And is there any other projects you're working on you want to let people know about?
I do a podcast called Family Jewels with my best friend Charlie Dinkin, where we grill people about their family histories.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
So if you have any weird family stories, you're welcome to come on and
Oh
tell.
my God, all my family stories are horrifying.
Yeah, we'll have. Well,
Love
Helen Bauer came on and she's like, my granddad had a literal skeleton under his bed,
Oh my
and so we were
goodness.
dissecting that literally and figuratively.
Literally, yeah.
So everybody's welcome to air their laundry. And then I also co-host a podcast called Glue Factory, which I can't even describe. It's just me and Pierre Novelli and Milo Edwards and Riley Quinn and some guests chatting shit.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning today. If you want to see more Olga, you're on all the social medias. Please give Olga a follow. Please, if you enjoyed the show today, share it around, like it, leave a review. We always appreciate it. If you want to see more of me, you can see me at Monkey Barrel Comedy every Saturday hosting the 5 p.m. show. Or if you want to see me live, you can go twitch.tv/Fox Comedy, where I stream every Sunday to Thursday from 10:30 p.m. till way too late at night. Thanks for being here on the Monkey Barrel Comedy Chat Show. We'll see you again real soon. Bye.